Welcome. Today, we're diving into social stratification, the layers and divisions that shape our societies. We'll explore how these social ranks form, what keeps them in place, and why they matter. Let's start this journey with Roy's Pathfinder, guiding us through the complex landscape of social hierarchy. Let's start with the idea of social stratification. It's basically how society is divided into layers or groups, based on things like wealth, power, and status. These layers aren't equal. They show us who has access to resources and who doesn't. Where you stand in this hierarchy shapes your opportunities, your quality of life, and how far you can move up or down in society. This sets the stage for everything we'll explore today. Social class is how society sorts people into layers based on things like wealth, income, education, and the kind of jobs they have. It's a hierarchy. Some groups have more access to resources and power than others. This sorting shapes the opportunities people get in life, influencing everything from where they live to the chances they have to succeed. Understanding social class helps us see the bigger picture of inequality and how it affects our communities. India's social class system is a complex mix of two layers. On one hand, there's the traditional caste system, a rigid structure that has shaped society for centuries. On the other, there's a modern class system, driven largely by economic factors. These two don't exist separately. Instead, they're deeply connected. A person's caste often affects their chances of moving up economically and socially today. Understanding this dual system is key to grasping India's social dynamics. Class distinction in sociology is about how society sorts itself into layers, based on differences in wealth, power, status, and lifestyle. It's a hierarchy. Some groups have more influence or resources than others. But unlike rigid systems like caste, class isn't fixed. It's more flexible, shaped by what people achieve economically and socially, rather than by birth or law. So, class is about where we stand in a social ladder that can shift over time. Let's dive into Marxist theory, which looks at class through an economic lens. Karl Marx saw society divided mainly into two groups. First, the bourgeoisie, those who own the means of production, like factories or land. Then, the proletariat, the workers who sell their labor to survive. This division shapes much of the conflict and dynamics in capitalist societies. It's a powerful way to understand class beyond just income or status. Now, let's dive into Weberian theory, a key sociological perspective on class. Max Weber took things beyond just economics. He said class isn't only about your market position, it's also about status, which is your social prestige or honor, and party, meaning your political power. For Weber, class is really about your life chances, the opportunities you have in the marketplace. It's a broader, more nuanced way to understand social stratification. Let's explore the functionalist view of social class. Kingsley Davis and Wilbert Moore saw social stratification as necessary, not just inevitable. They argued that society needs different classes to motivate people to take on the most demanding and important roles. Inequality, from this perspective, exists because each class and occupation serves a unique function. Together, these roles keep the whole social system running smoothly and stably. It's a way of understanding class as part of a larger, interconnected system. When we talk about social classes, we usually break them down into four broad groups. At the top, there's the upper class, those with vast wealth, major investments, and outsized influence in politics and culture. Next, the middle class, a mix of professionals, white-collar workers, and business owners. Sociologists often split this group further into upper middle and lower middle. Then comes the working class, folks doing manual labor or routine jobs, often with less job security. Finally, the lower class or underclass, those facing ongoing poverty, underemployment, or homelessness. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this talk sparked some new ideas and gave you a fresh perspective. Remember, every step forward counts. Let's keep the conversation going and continue to explore what's possible together. Thanks again, it's been a pleasure.